Old Grumpy Hunter here. I have a question for you. Is the weight of the arrow, or bolt if you prefer, that came with your crossbow the most efficient arrow weight for your crossbow?
What are you talking about? Is it crossbow efficiency?
Not really, but it's related. What I'm talking about is the stock arrow weight, the best arrow weight for your crossbow. Is it going to give you the best performance efficiency? I'm not talking about the same efficiency that my friends over at Death by Bungee were recently talking about. It is related, but it's a different concept, and it too has been around for a while. Furthermore, it will help your crossbow's efficiency that Death by Bungee was talking about. Except we don't care about draw weight or power stroke, just speed, kinetic energy, momentum, along with some mildly complex calculations that can be done on a spreadsheet. The key things are being able to calculate kinetic energy, momentum, along with the speed and the percentages of those three items to find the efficiency percentage. Sounds simple, doesn't it? Wait, there's one more thing. You need to do all these calculations for somewhere between 150 and 200 weight-speed combinations.
200 calculations. Why so many?
You need enough weight-speed combinations to make sure that you've calculated the maximum possible kinetic energy and the maximum possible momentum. Those are needed along with speed to calculate 4 other values, including the final one. These calculations are based on a 3-to-1 ratio of weight to speed change.
What does that 3-to-1 mean?
That means for every 3 grains of increase in arrow weight, the speed will drop by 1 foot per second.
Wait a second. You have been telling us in many videos that there is a rule of thumb that states that a 5-grain change makes a 1 foot per second speed change.
Yes, I've used that rule of thumb many times. You recall, I also did a video testing that rule of thumb. Let's take a quick look at my compound crossbow. It's rated at 350 feet per second, and it came with a total arrow weight of 405 grains. I need to point out at this time, to be most accurate, you need a chronograph to get your actual arrow speed and a calibrated scale to get the actual weight of your arrow. With this combination, the most efficient weight for my crossbow is 480 grains. The speed is dropped down to 325 feet per second. You see that neither the kinetic energy or the momentum are at max. Both the maximum kinetic energy and the maximum momentum, along with the maximum speed, are used to calculate the final results.
How does that work?
Those values are used to calculate the percent speed, the percent kinetic energy, the percent momentum, and the efficiency.
Isn't that what Death by Bungee does?
No, he's looking at the amount of stored energy in the bow and the amount of energy the arrow has at launch. What I'm doing is trying to find the best arrow weight for your crossbow based on the current arrow weight and speed.
So what are the calculations?
You start with your current arrow weight and current speed, and calculate both the kinetic energy and the momentum for the current setup. The current speed will be your maximum speed. Keep adding 3 to your weight and subtracting 1 from your speed, and calculate both the kinetic energy and the momentum for these new numbers. Keep doing that until you see the kinetic energy and momentum drop. Most likely the kinetic energy will drop first. Once you find the maximum kinetic energy and maximum momentum, you can calculate the percentages of those for each weight-speed combination, as well as the speed percentage. After all those are calculated, add the percentages of each row together and divide by 3. Note, this result will never be 100. Of those results, the value that is the greatest will have the estimated best arrow weight speed combination. Let me point out that this is just an estimate, and you need to test that combination. The greatest efficiency percentage most likely will not be the greatest speed, the greatest kinetic energy, or the greatest momentum. There is an efficiency range, and that is 15 grains plus or minus for the best calculated arrow weight. You see that the efficiency range goes from a weight of 465 grains to 495 grains, and the speed ranges from 320 to 330 feet per second.
How did you calculate that?
Take the 15 grain change and divide that by 3, you get 5. Add that result to the best efficiency speed of 325 to get you a max speed of 330 for the lightest arrow, and subtract 5 from the best efficiency, you get 320 for the heaviest arrow.
Where did that 3 come from that you used to divide by?
That is the weight increase that we used for every 1 foot per second change in speed.
That's right, I forgot. There has to be an easier way to calculate that.
Yes, there is. On my website, I have an arrow calculator page, and it has this calculator that will do all the math for you. A link is in the video description. Let's see what happens when we plug the numbers into the calculator on deathbybungee.com. Using the draw weight of 170 pounds and a power stroke of 14 1/8 inches, the potential or stored energy is 200.10 foot-pounds. At 405 grains and 350 feet per second. The momentum is 0.63 slugs. The kinetic energy is 110.19 foot-pounds. The wasted energy, or leftover energy, is 89.91 foot-pounds. The efficiency of the crossbow is 55.07%. When we compare the original setup to the lower arrow weight in the efficiency range, 465 grains at 330 feet per second, the new momentum is 0.681. That's an increase of 8.25%. The kinetic energy is 112.47 foot-pounds. That's an increase of 2.07%. The wasted energy is 87.63 foot-pounds. That's down 2.54%. The efficiency of the crossbow is now 56.21%. That's an increase of 2.07%. When we compare the original setup to the higher arrow weight in the efficiency range, 495 grains at 320 feet per second, the momentum is 0.703 slugs. That's an increase of 11.75%. The kinetic energy is 112.58 foot-pounds. That's an increase of 2.17%. The leftover energy is 87.52 foot-pounds. That's a decrease of 2.66%. The efficiency is now 56.26%. That's an increase of 2.16%. We look at the numbers that resulted in the maximum kinetic energies compared to the original setup. The arrow now weighs 486 grains. The initial speed is 323 feet per second. The momentum is 0.69 slugs. That's an increase of 12.07%. The kinetic energy is 112.62. That's up 2.15%. The wasted energy is 87.49. That's down 2.69%. The crossbow's efficiency is now 56.28%. That's an increase of 2.2%. This is where things are going to start to get interesting. Looking at the numbers that resulted in the maximum momentum as compared to the original setup, the arrow weight is now 726 grains. The initial speed is 243 feet per second. The momentum is 0.783 slugs, which is up 24.46%. The kinetic energy is 95.21 foot-pounds. That's a decrease of over 13.5%. The wasted energy is now 104.89 foot-pounds. That's an increase of 16 2/3%. The efficiency of the bow is now 47.58%. That's a decrease of 13.6%. In the past, I've talked about how important momentum is, but you can see there is a point where maybe too much is not really good. Comparing the best weight-speed combination to the two plus or minus 15 grain arrows you see on the Death by Bungee calculator, there's a very tight race between the three of them. There is 0.22 slugs between the high and low in momentum. The kinetic energy is separated by 0.14 foot-pounds. The wasted energy is separated by 0.13 foot-pounds. And the efficiency rate is separated by 0.06%.
Is this chase for the best arrow weight speed combination a never-ending process?
Let's take a look at that using the calculator on my website. On the left, you see the results of the stock arrow. On the right are the results when plugging in the numbers from the first set of calculations. Other than the yellow current setup area, all the numbers are the same. As I've said, this concept is related to my friends over at Death by Bungee. It's related because when you increase the arrow weight to get the best efficient arrow speed combination, you also increase the efficiency of your crossbow. I have presented this information only as something to think about. Try it if you want. See if it works for your setup.
Oh, listen, just one more thing.
I've been working with my friends over at Death by Bungee on a joint calculator project. It's not ready to fly yet. Stay tuned to both Death by Bungee and Old Grumpy Hunter for a release date. Here are just a few of the calculators we're planning to have. Thank you for watching this Old Grumpy Hunter presentation. Please give it a big thumbs up. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel and don't forget to push the notification bell.